Welcome to the session. So in our today's session, we will see how to create a Snowflake account and how to connect with IICS and how to create a tables and load the data from Snowflake to RDBMS or RDBMS to Snowflake or flat file to Snowflake. So for this, we have to create a Snowflake account. If you have already created account, you can use it, or so you just follow these steps and you can able to create a Snowflake account and you can create a warehouse and you can load it. So Snowflake, you know, right? Snowflake is a framework on top of GCP, AWS, and Azure. On top of these cloud providers, they have created a framework. So whatever the database or data warehouse we are going to create in Snowflake, the underlying cloud will be either it will be a GCP or it will be a AWS or it will be a Azure. So whenever we are creating account in Snowflake, it will automatically create, okay, the underlying databases or data warehouse, Snowflake will take care. So that we are going to use in real-time project also, we'll have the same structure. And so how to use it? It's like a warehouse. So just to go to this particular link, so you need to have one email account, one valid email account, and there is no payment options. There is no credit card options. You can use this free trial account for next 1 month. Okay. So you can go to this and so just sign up snowflake.com. You can go to this particular link. So you can provide the first name, last name, email, all the details. So you can provide the first name, the last name, and email ID. So you can mention the email ID, whatever the email ID you have, just to mention the email ID and company. So company you can mention like student, okay, and which country. So just you can mention that country and click on continue. So it will ask, so what is the Snowflake edition you want? So this edition, so it's a free trial version. It's a 30 days free trial version. You can click on standard edition or enterprise edition or business critical edition. So we will go with the enterprise edition. So just you can use this editions and then you can use which cloud providers you want. So just if you are familiar with any of one of the cloud providers, you can choose it. So I'm just choosing that GCP for this scenario. Okay. So just I'm taking that GCP cloud providers. Okay. So click on this agreement and click on get started. So this is what next page you will be getting it. So you can use personal learning and development. So click on submit. So you can see here showing like you should have received on email. So just to go to this email, so you can see here one new email has been loaded. So just to go to the email and you'll be seeing this particular email. Okay. So activate your Snowflake account. So you can see this particular email. Just to click on activate. So here you have to provide the username. Okay. So you can choose the username. So just you can choose the username. Your email ID username itself, it's fine. Then password. So you can go for password. So confirm password. You can type the confirm password. Then click on get started. And this is what the dashboard you can able to see here. Okay. So you can create a warehouse, you can create the users access and the SQLs. Okay. So we have a lot of things. So if you want to learn something, so we have some videos also, you can start learning. Okay. So we just created trial account in Snowflake. So as a second step, we are going to create a data warehouse and database in Snowflake. Just to log into Snowflake, the username. So I'm just going to add username and password. Just to provide password. So this is the first page you'll be getting it. So in the first page, you can see the left-hand side, you can see the data and admin activities. And if you click on the data, you can go to the databases. So all this. So first we have to create data warehouse. So if you go to the admin, you can find warehouse here. So you can click on warehouse and right hand side, you can see the warehouse plus symbol. Just to click on warehouse. So this is what the warehouse we are going to create. So I'm just giving the warehouse name as EDW. It's nothing but enterprise data warehouse. Just I'm going to give name for this warehouse. So create warehouse, a EW warehouse has been created now. So inside the warehouse, we have to have different databases. So just to click on data here on the left hand side panel, then you can find the database options. The right hand side corner, you can see the database. So by default, you'll be having some sample databases. So in addition to that, we can create our own database. So just to click on database, the database name we can provide. For example, I'm just creating a database name called reporting. So reporting underscore DB, I'm just creating this database name. And if you want to give any comment, you can give this comment. So reporting database. So just to create a database here. So it will be created. So you can see here database has been created. So inside the database, we have to create the schemas. So we can go for multiple schemas. So if you see here the schema plus symbol, you can add the schema here. So you can just create any schema here. I'm just creating the schema called a div. So if you want to give any comment, you can give. Just you can create here. So schema we have created. So you may ask questions. So what is data warehouse? What is database? What is schema? So if you look at this particular architecture, so just left hand side, we are going to have a database. So we can have the source system on the left hand side. We can have either it will be a database, RDBMS database or flat file or anything. We are going to read the data from the source system and we are going to write the data into data warehouse. So right hand side, we have the data warehouse and see here, this is RDBMS. You can go for Oracle, SQL Server or any databases RDBMS source on the left hand side. On the right hand side, we have the Snowflake. Snowflake is nothing but it's a data warehouse. So we are going to keep Snowflake as the data warehouse. Inside the data warehouse, we can have multiple databases. So next, this is what we are going to bring IICS here. So IICS is nothing but it's a data integration tool. It will integrate data from any source system to any target system, including cloud. So we are going to read the data from source system and we are going to write the data into target. So this is what we are going to create a connection in IICS to read the data, to write the data. So this connection we are going to create. Okay, so through IICS, we are going to create RTBMS connection for Oracle and target connection, we are going to create Snowflake. So inside this Snowflake, we do have a database. So you can have multiple databases. So here, this is one database. This is another database. So this is another database, another database. So in this way, you can have multiple databases. So inside the database, we are going to create multiple schemas. So based on this schema, we will have the different objects. So if you take one schema, we'll have different objects. So if you look at here, you can find, okay, this schema will have the different objects. So we can have the tables, views, stages, pipes, streams, all this, right? So functions, procedures, file format, sequences, everything. So these are all the different objects are available in one particular schema. So multiple schema you can create within the databases. So within the data warehouse, we can create multiple databases. So all these are logical division inside the data warehouse. So one single data warehouse will be having multiple databases. Inside databases, we'll have multiple schemas. Inside the schemas, we'll have multiple objects. Inside the object, we can load the data. So we just created all these options. And I have given the create table statement for the Snowflake. So just if you look at here, the same way how we will create this table in Oracle database or any other database. So we can create the table in Snowflake. So you can go to this particular worksheet. So click on the worksheet on the left-hand side. This is the place where we will do all the, so querying the database, we will do this in the worksheet. So click on this worksheet and go to worksheet here. So you'll be getting this particular page. So if you look at here, the top, you'll be seeing the account name, and then you can find here, no data warehouse selected. Just click on this. So we have created one data warehouse called EDW. Just you can choose that warehouse. So we have selected EDW warehouse. It is in The green color mark you can see here. The green color mark represents the active warehouse. And here no database is selected. So whatever the database you want to select, just to select the database. So here I'm just selecting the reporting DB and then selecting the dev schema. We just selected it. So you can copy this create table statement. So we can copy this create table statement, just you can execute. So in order to execute, you can select and control enter. It will be executed. You can see here table has been created successfully. Then you can go little bit down, then you can check select star from. So T underscore this particular table name, then semicolon, control enter. Same like our Oracle, how we will do the same thing. The Snowflake also can do the same thing. You can find select star from the table name. So you can have all the columns, but we do not have any data. So we just created a table in Snowflake on the database. So now we have completed the second step. So now we will go and create Snowflake connections. In order to create Snowflake account in IICS, so just go to administrator. So go to add-on connectors. First, we have to add the connectors. First, we have to add connectors for Snowflake. So just you can click on add-on connectors. So go to find, just type Snowflake here. So you can see here Informatica for Snowflake Data Cloud. So you can start this free trial. So it will be for next 30 days. We can use it. So click on OK here. Snowflake, this connector has been added. We can run the connections after 30 minutes. So just to go to, we have just added the connectors. Then go to connections here. So we have already created some RDBMS connection and flat file connections. Just to click on new connections. The connection name, we can provide the connection name here. So Snowflake connections. Just I'm just giving the connection name as Snowflake connections. And then here, the type we have to connect. So if you see here, since we have added the add-on connectors, it will be available here. You can choose this connectors. So once you have chosen the connection, you can see here the type. Here you can able to see. So if you do not see the connection type, you need to go to the add-on connectors. You have to add it. That's what has been mentioned here. Okay, the environment, we can choose the local environment, our secure agent, and the authentication will be standard. Username, the username we have to provide for the Snowflake. So just I'm providing the username for Snowflake, and password for the Snowflake connections, and account. Next, account name. If you click on this account name, the question mark, you can find here. So whatever the URL you are getting, in the URL after HTTPS, so this 123 ABC is the account name. So to find this account, right? So just to go to Snowflake, so you can go to admin here, and you can go to accounts here. In the accounts, you can find this account number. If you hover your mouse on this, you can find one link. So you can copy this and you can paste it in Notepad. You can see here some account name you are getting it. After HTTPS, so whatever the account name you are getting, just to select it and go to IICS. In the account, you can copy this account and then go to warehouse. So here you can choose the warehouse here, just warehouse EDW. Then role is an optional. So if you want to get the role, so you can go here and you can go to data warehouse. You can find the warehouse role here. So account admin, just to click on this. So you can copy this account admin is the role. Then you can provide the role here. So click on test connection. The test for this connection is successful. Then click on save. We have created the connection in IICS. So now we can able to see the connections here, and we can use this connection to load the data from any RDBMS or flat file to Snowflake, or Snowflake to any RDBMS or any other target. We just created the Snowflake connections, and now we will go to the data integration. So we just created the Snowflake connections and we have created the tables. So now we will create a mapping and then load the data from RDBMS table to Snowflake tables. So we can do vice versa also. We can choose the project here and we can go to new. So create a mapping here. Source, we are going to select Oracle tables. I'm just connecting to SQL developer here. I will show you which table we are going to connect. So instead of Oracle, you can have any other databases also. You can have MySQL, we can have MS SQL Server, anything. So just I'm going to the HR schema. I'm just connecting to the HR schema in Oracle database. So here we have the schema name called HR. So just I'm going to connect HR schema and we have the table name called employees. So from this table, so here we have the database, the data warehouse called EDW. And inside EDW, we have the database called reporting database. So we have this particular database. And inside this database, we have the schema. So this schema is called, we have the dev schema. And inside this dev schema, we have the table name called T_employees. So this table, we are going to load the data. We have the hierarchy here. So we can follow this. If you understand this hierarchy, then it's very easy. So here we have the tables. This is what we are going to have a source. So we can have sources, table, flat file, or anything. So you can see here the data in the source system. Then, so how many records are there in the source? We can find here. So 108 records are there in the source. So just we are going to load all the data from this Oracle to Snowflake through IICS. So go to this particular mapping. So we can provide the mapping name. So mapping name, always you can give M_. Just I have given some name and then location. So if you want to give any description, you can give. So data load from, so Oracle to Snowflake. You can select the source. You can go to the source here. You can click on the source. So if you want to give any source name, you can give the source name. It's nothing but source as employees. Then source here, just we can select the source object. So you are seeing the connections. So these connections already I have created, but I will remove it. So one more time I will create, okay? So click on new connections. So in the connection name, you can mention the connection name. So just I'm making that, so Oracle _ source, okay? So you can give connection name, so Oracle _ SRC or Oracle _ source or source _ Oracle, any name you can give. Then choose type as Oracle connections here. Okay, runtime environment, you choose the desktop. So Oracle on-premises server. So username is HR and password is also HR. And host name is localhost 1521. Service name is XCP-DB1. And code page, you can give any code page, UTF-8 or anything. Okay, so these details you have to provide based on your system. So if you are giving 11G, then you have to give only XE. Okay, this one instead of XCP-DB1, you have to give only XE. XE means express edition. The connection name, you can give any name for your convenience. And type is Oracle. A runtime environment is this environment. And the username is, this is the HR username. Password is HR. And host name is localhost. Port number is 1521. Service name is XE. And code page is UTF-8. Okay, so you can provide this one. Then click on test connection. This connection details you have to give here. So then only Informatica can able to connect with this sources. We already created the source connection for Oracle. So you can create the Oracle connection here. Just I have created connections, or you can have Snowflake as source, Snowflake as target, also no issues. Then we can go to the single object. Here I'm just selecting that object name, employees as a table. Click on OK here. We can find the field here. So all the field. So just you can find the source and then you can see the query options. We are not going to do anything here. So you can go to the target. So it's a one-to-one data load. We are just reading the data from source and then writing the data into T_employees. So I can go to the target, choose the target as Snowflake connections. So click on this select. So we have to select this object. So which we have created in Snowflake. So this object we have to select. So for very first time, it will take some time. So after that, you can find left-hand side, the target object, Snowflake connections. So you can find this reporting DB here. So inside reporting DB, it will display all the schema. So we just selected dev schema. So you can find the table name. So we can select the table name here, click on OK. So you can find, so this is the object name. So we need to have insert operations. So whatever the operation we want, we can give. So even if you want to give a truncate and load, so you can provide here truncate and load. So it will truncate the table in the target before loading the data into the table. We have provided all the information here. So just it will load the data. So you can go to the field mapping here. So just we are going to do one-to-one mapping. Click on auto map and click on smart map. So it will do the smart map. And then once we are done, click on save button. The mapping will be saved and you can find it's valid. It should be valid here. So if you want to create a mapping task MCT for this, so we can create MCT for this. So go to mapping task here, go to new task, mapping task, create a mapping task for this. So you can provide MT underscore or MCT underscore. Just I have given runtime environment, you can choose, and mapping name. You can provide the mapping name here. So this is the mapping we have just created. Click on select. So we can verify all the details. Go to next. So here, if you want to give any schedule, we can provide the schedule and the email notification. So we are not providing any notification or anything just as of now. So click on finish. We just created a mapping task. You can see here, this is mapping and this is mapping task. Before running the mapping task, I will show you. So as of now, in the data warehouse, in the Snowflake, we do not have any data. So just I'm going to run this particular mapping task. Very first time, it will take some time to load. We will wait. You can refresh here. It is on queued state. It is in running state now. So very first time it will take more time. Click on refresh here. So it has loaded the data. So you can click on this instance name. So we can find here the source is employees table. Target is T_employees in Snowflake. And if you want to download the session log, you can download and then check it. So we'll go here. We'll go to the Snowflake now and check it. So you can select here and then run here this particular button, or we can click on Control Enter. So you can see here the data has been loaded into the table, right? So you can find the rows 108 records. So this is what you can find all the details. Okay. So all the statistics, it will show you. So this is what you can find. If you want to download this data as CSV file, so you can download it here. So you can get a CSV data also. So for an example, if I want to load this data as a source and then into any other database, that's also we can do it. So just to explore this Snowflake connections and the IICS, so we will get more stuff. So we have seen all the 5 steps. Just to follow all the steps to create IICS to Snowflake connections and load the data. So thank you for watching. I will add more videos on IICS. Keep watching my channel. Thank you.